Hello crafty friends, this is the Papered Chef here. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to cut out stamped images using the Brother ScanNCut. You're in for a treat because I'm also going to be giving you sneak peeks of products which will be in our annual catalog, which will be released on June 4th, 2019. This stamp set is one of those products. It is really awesome because it's really going to be my second favorite stamp set, I think, after this little piggy, because it's just so cute and all of these sentiments really make me smile. It's called Over the Moon, and all of the images have well-defined lines and they're so easy to cut out with the Brother ScanNCut that if you're a beginning ScanNCut user, then I highly recommend this as like one of your first stamp sets. I'll explain how to get it, even though it's not out yet. There are a couple other ways you can get it. All right, so without further ado, I have stamped some cows and some moons. Okay, I stamped them using Memento Black ink, okay, which we sell at Stampin Up, and Whisper White cardstock, with the regular Whisper White, not the thick Whisper White. Okay, so I've already stamped those. I've let them dry. It's good when you let them dry because when you put them on the mat for the Brother ScanNCut, so I'll go ahead and tilt my camera. Then you want to, if you kind of rub them to make them stick to the mat, then and they're not dry yet, then the ink will rub. So anyway, stick them wherever you want on the mat. And I'm just going to stick them there. And I'm going to use a little bit of painter's tape right now. You can use like something that's going to come off. Okay, so painter's tape because my mat's not very sticky. In fact, the only time my mats are very sticky or after I get done resticking them, which I'm doing in my kitchen right now. I'm waiting for that to dry. I have this cool retack stuff. And when they're brand new. I mean, that's pretty much the only time they're very sticky. It is what it is. Other than that, I love my ScanNCut. All right, so I have my, see that? I have my cows on the mat. Okay, I'm going to tilt this up. And let's go home. All right, let's delete. I was working on some other projects. I have a lot of projects going on because I'm getting ready for this new catalog launch. I'm so excited about. All right, so I am at the home screen. When you turn on your machine, you're going to see pattern and scan. For those of you that are already my subscribers, this is like second nature to you, this part. Okay, you're going to, since we want to scan, because we're scanning stamped images, we're going to select scan. Because we are not saving what we scan, we're going to use direct cut, meaning let's just cut them out and not save them. And other tutorials, I do teach you how to save them. This is just asking where you want to temporarily store your images. And I just like to store them on my machine. It doesn't really matter. It's just a temporary spot. Because this is a well-defined image, it has really clear black lines around it. It's not like pattern paper. It's not very busy. It's just black on white, right? Black on white. You can totally use black and white recognition mode for for any kind of stamped images like this. Let's just say start. My settings, meaning the settings in here, are all at their defaults. I don't change those. I just change my blade depth. But if you have a DX machine, you don't need to change your blade depth. I'll show you my blade depth in just a minute. I'm just talking while it's scanning, but it sounds like a little noisy, but that's okay. All right, so now I've scanned them in. I'm going to say okay. Look at that. It did a great job. So, meaning these are all my cows and my moons. They selected very well. Okay, so we need to do a couple things. I like to have an outline distance. Let me find one that I've already cut out to show you what I mean. Okay, here's a cow. Okay, so I like to have a little outline distance around my cow. Instead of cutting along the black line, I just like the way it looks. I like using this for embellishments. So let's do that. To do that, you need to go right here to this button here, and you're going to add an outline distance of 0.04. You can add a bigger one if you want, but that's a good outline distance. Now my mat's dirty. Notice there's like all these specks. Okay, I'm going to first ignore small object size, but I can't ignore objects too big because my moons, I don't want my moons to be ignored. I want those to cut out. So let's just get rid of a little bit, maybe a quarter, whatever, third point, yeah, should do it. I'm just going to get rid of some little bits by ignoring object size, and I still have my moon, so I'm okay. Another way I can get rid of those bits, I'm showing you 3 ways to get rid of them. First way was ignore object size. Second way is go select just the area you want, and that gets rid of some bits on the outside. The third way is manually editing out the bits. So the third way is just when we go into editing mode and edit them out. So we'll see if there's still any little bits there. Okay, let's just say okay. Yes, there still is one little bit. So the third method there, I'll show you. Select this little shapes button and select that little bit and trash it. Now, if you don't trash it, it literally can cut through your mat. Actually, it was on a place where I don't have any paper. The places I have paper, you can see my washi tape, my tape. It's like there. I mean, there's a piece of paper there, there's a piece of paper here. So really, if I didn't ignore that bit, it could actually cut a hole through my mat. That is not a good thing, crafty friends. All right, so now let's get into the blade depth. Usually when I'm using regular Whisper White cardstock, let me see if I need a light. I'll just turn on the light a little bit. Okay, I would just normally use a blade depth of 4. Okay, I've been needing a 5 lately. I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to sharpen my blade, because those of you that have subscribed to my channel know that I always have extra tidbits of information all throughout my videos. So please stick around. I'm showing you right now that I'm unscrewing the blade. It's not very sharp right now, and I'm taking my ball of foil, which has seen better days, and I'm just, actually I should do this down on the table, not with my hand on the bottom of the foil, but I'm just using a ball of foil to sharpen my blades. I've done a video about taking care of blades, but anyway, I need to do this right now, and I need to go up to about a 4.5 or 5, because really my little springs are getting loose in there. Maybe it's time for a new blade holder, but anyway, let's just go up to the 5. But I think you also need to check your machine, and like I said, it's usually a blade depth of 4 with Whisper White, but lately I've been using a 5. I'm just being honest, it's not always the same. Depends on the personality of my machine. How the stars are aligned, the humidity, I mean, you name it, it depends. All right, so let's just say cut now. And by the way, if your mat wasn't loaded, my mat's been loaded. I didn't need to unload it, because I just peel things off the mat, start again, peel things off the mat, start again. But if you did need to load it and unload it, this is the button here to load it and unload it. Mine was already loaded, so I'm just gonna say cut, and I'm gonna say start. And it says it's gonna take 2 minutes, and then it just jumps down to 1 minute, so it really doesn't take that long for these kind of stamped images. And the tape is keeping the paper from slipping. See, it's doing an amazing job. All right, I told you I was going to give you a sneak peek at something. So I'm going to peel this out of the package. Brand new paper. And let me get this ready, because okay, let's see. All right, I'm getting this brand new paper ready, meaning I'm showing you both sides of it. All right, so, because I don't want to digress from this tutorial, I wanted to make sure we get this part down so you understand. Okay, so that's the machine. I was trying to push it away so it wasn't so loud on your poor ears, but you know, the new DXs are not as loud. But I'm already on my second machine. I plan on using a DX this summer. All right, so finish cutting, say okay. Okay, unload the mat. Now I'm going to unload the mat only for the sake of this tutorial. I'm going to say okay, because I want to teach you, in case you're new, a lot of like, I'm really surprised at how many people are new to the ScanNCut each time I do a tutorial. So it's just, I mean, it's amazing to me, and that's great. All right, so how to get it off the mat. You can, I'm just going to peel this painter's tape, okay, off the mat, and then usually, like, the stamped images are left behind. Your machine comes with a little spatula, but it's not necessary when you just sort of bend the mat, because the images will pop right off. Okay, and you have this awesome evenly cut stamped image. Now, if you did this by hand, crafty friends, it could take you forever to cut out stamped images. So, I mean, who doesn't love this machine because of that alone? I mean, I don't even know why I first got it, but this was definitely the reason I got my second one. Sometimes you get a little piece of paper, and that's okay. Sometimes, I still think it came out perfectly. All right, now let's get these last couple off, because the reason is I'm gonna do some more stuff on my tutorial here. I'm gonna show you how I would color them. I'm gonna show you how I would create projects with them. And I'm gonna show you some new products I used and some old products that are retiring soon that I used. Not old, current. Nothing's old. Okay. And by the way, I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator. So I do use Stampin' Up products with this machine all the time. I use any products with the machine, but I especially use Stampin' Up products. All right, there we go. It's very awesome how they came out. We got our little moons, we got our little cows. So I thought to myself, oh boy, what am I gonna do with this paper here? I got this paper in the mail, and honestly, I was like, oh my goodness, right? So it's really cool paper, but not for ScanNCut users, but I mean, it's really cool for backgrounds. So it is called Perennial Essence. Let me just zoom in there. Okay, Perennial Essence Designer Series paper. And I'll get more into the colors of it another time when I actually do tutorials on this paper. But right now, I just wanted to talk about how I used it for the little piggies and just show you what it is, like a sneak peek. So when I did open it up, I'm like, oh, good, now we got some pink. And I'm like, okay, little piggies. And so I was like, that's cool, I can do stuff with it. And let me show you then, I'm not gonna show you the piggy projects now. I wanna show you something when I came to this page. I said, this, to me, looks like a night sky. Therefore, I thought with the cow stamp, I thought over the moon would be perfect with that paper. So that's what I did. And so there's really pretty flowers, watercolor backgrounds. I'm gonna do a lot more with it. Not as far as cutting out the patterns, but just cutting out things out of this paper. Like, you know, we can cover mini pizza boxes. We can make nugget wrappers, et cetera, et cetera. So here's what I came up with for that paper. Okay, and the piggy, not the piggy. Oh my gosh. You know, this is gonna be a competitive, this one's gonna be competing with my piggy. I can tell you that. They're both so cute. I mean the cows, okay? But I did stuff with the piggy as well. All right, the cows. If you like this little piggy stamp set, by the way, I have probably a whole playlist, probably 5 or 6 videos by now on how to cut out this. Okay, so here's what I did. I took the Perennial Essence paper and I colored my cows, which I'll show you. And then I did, you know, you're over the moon for you, and you're utterly fantastic. Okay, so you're probably thinking, what do you use those tiny little tags for? There's a couple things you can use them for. You can put them on gifts. I actually sealed them on an envelope. I put them on the back of an envelope today to give my coworkers some thank you cards. I put those on the back. I didn't even have the Wink of Stella because I thought of that later. Do you notice there's some glitter on this though? That's the Wink of Stella pen. This is one of our current products in our catalog. I put glitter on everything. Another current product is this. It's called polka dot tool. Okay, ribbon. So that's pretty cool. So I put that on the top of my cows, and then I used this punch here, which is a current product called the Classic Label Punch. And I could have always used the Scallop Tag Topper punch for my little tags, but instead I decided to use a brand new punch. And this product, as well as the Perennial Essence paper, as well as the Over the Moon, these 3 are all available on June 4th. So one of the things I do for all my customers, so if you order by the end of the month of May, and I don't know when you're watching this, but if you order by the end of the month of May, you're gonna get my annual catalog survival kit. And it's gonna come with like lots and lots of fun samples. And I've been working on labels for all those samples. And so I'm putting down, like if you get a sample, not everyone's gonna get the same samples, by the way. In fact, that's the random fun part of this whole survival kit, is like when you get it, you're gonna get to see what products I used to make with it, because I'm gonna be labeling things. I have created like literally thousands of labels. I've been working on this project for weeks already, if not months. Okay, so even though I didn't even know what was gonna be in the next catalog yet, I still worked on my labels. All right, there you go. Those are 2 projects. Now let's color and show you a 3rd project. So we're gonna color. I'm not gonna color these all, so don't be like, I'm not gonna be here for an hour. No, I just need to show you how I colored it because I need to show you that when I show you how to cut out stamped images, there's a reason. I mean, I show you how to make projects with them. You have instant embellishments, and I also want to show you how easy they are to work with and color, because really, that's what it's all about. You want to make lots of easy, fun projects. If you're going to spend save all this time cutting these out, then you might as well color them and have some easy projects. So while we're coloring a little bit, we'll look at these. Just something cute to look at, the little cows. And notice I colored them in different colors. Like this one is the smoky slate. So I'll show you the colors I used. And that one was, so these cow spots are crumb cake. These are Stampin' Blends markers. And the little snouts are in ivory. I'll have a full list of all my current products. Okay, and then I had smoky slate for the cow, for these cow dots. That's the one we'll color. And I made the udders flirty flamingo. So why did I make the udders flirty flamingo? Let's do this cow here. Let's do that cow here. I'm going to make this cow. I did it because I looked on the back of the Perennial essence paper. All the blends have a thick side and a thin side, by the way. I'm not even blending. I'm just using one color. I looked at the Perennial essence, and one of the colors in the set, it said it had flirty flamingo in it. So I said, oh, well, that's easy. I'll just use flirty flamingo as the udders. That's all. It was very simple. And I used it for the nostrils as well, just to tie into a coordinating color with the paper. Then I used ivory for the snout because I thought ivory is like the closest color I had to like really being light. Crumb cake was too dark for the snout, so I used ivory. Now blends come in sets of 2 colors, but not the ivory and the bronze. They come as single colors. They're just skin tones. All the other blends come in 2 colors, but I don't need to blend like the cow spots, the udders. This is a simple image. I'm not doing anything fancy. I just want to show you can do how easy that is. Now notice that when it dries, though, the color becomes even more even. See, this one dried already. Ugh, it's hard to get these caps back on. But you want to hear that snap sound, because the snap is going to make sure that it doesn't dry out. And then so you don't need to color the white part. That's the nice part about this cow. And then I just decided to use this smoky slate marker, because I don't have the basic black blends, because I was like, what would I ever use that for? And then, of course, now I'm like, I should have got the basic black blends. But it's okay. I work on collections. I'm a collector. I have to admit, I'm a craft collector as much as a craft user. I have to get the whole collection of something eventually. Like I'm working on a collection of stamp pads. I only have about half. I'm working on the blends. I have about 2/3. The only thing I do have all of is a set of markers, because I bought them as a set. All right, so I'm coloring the spots. And we have this, if you ever go outside the lines, well, number one, it doesn't really matter. But number two, if it does matter to you, we have like, one of the blends markers we have is called it's an alcohol blend. It actually removes your outside, it's a color lifter is what it's called. Okay, I told you there's a thick side and a thin side. So I colored in the spots and the little thing on its head, whatever that's called. And there's the thin side. If anyone knows what the thing on the cow's head is called, let me know. I'm sure there's a name for that thing on its head. All right, so that's how you color. So then what I did is so for this bookmark here, or bookmark tag, whatever you want to call it, I put Wink Estella on the glittery, on these parts. And sometimes I did it on the whole cow. But let's just do it on the white part, because I think that looks cool. You know, I just thought of that after I'd already given some to my coworkers. But they're probably not watching, so I don't have to worry about them saying, why didn't I get glitter? I just hope they smile when they see their little cow. I mean, how cute is he? And I tried cutting out 2 of the 3 cows so far, and I'll show you the stamp set again, because there. See, so now I have some glitter, and I don't even know if that does it justice. But there's another cow I didn't try cutting out yet. He's going to be easy to cut out, or she. No, it's a he. Look, there's horns. It's a he cow. So I can't wait to cut that one out too and color in the little flower and do things like that. So this is just an awesome stamp set. So there are 3 ways to get this. Before I show you my last sample, I want to tell you that. And the 3 ways are, so you could be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator already, because a lot of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators watch my channel, in which case the way you get it is you just go in and you place a demonstrator order on your demonstrator portal www.stampinup.com. Log in with your demonstrator ID. And this goes for anybody on my team watching this. You can just order the stamp set as part of, it's a pre-order item. You're allowed to order it. And I'll have the item number in the description of this video. So that's the one way. So you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Okay, and then the other way is, like, say you want to join my team and become a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator to get discounts. You'll get 20% right away off all products. Whether you want to, like, be a demonstrator for the hobby of it, or whether you want to make a business out of it later. It's taken me 3 years to get that far. I won't lie. But I was a hobby demo for, meaning I pretty much did this as a hobby for a few years before I decided, or 2 years, and then I decided to work on it as a business. But either way, you could join my team. It's $99 for a starter kit. You pick out $125 worth of things. And one of the things you can pick out is the stamp set. That can be part of your starter kit, because your starter kit can have anything in it. And then the third way to get this is just to wait till June 4th. And maybe you'll be watching this video after June 4th, in which case you can just buy this because my catalog will already be out by June 4th. Okay, so, but if you do want to join, or if you do want to get any free survival kit with maybe some of these samples in it, you can still order other things as a customer, such as such as this paper, which is going to retire. Okay, I decided to make this card. As soon as I saw the Over the Moon, I said, oh my goodness, there is paper called Twinkle, Twinkle, and it has stars on it. So I thought, it looks like a night sky already. Not all the paper in the set has that on it, but I mean, the paper has different, I made some card bases. I'm not taking all this one out of the package right now, but it's really pretty. It does have other ones with stars, dots. There's so many. You can look up what it looks like because I'll have a link in the description. It's called Twinkle, Twinkle. And one of the coordinating colors is Petal Pink. Okay, this is called Petal Pink. It's kind of an orangey pink. And I just thought that paper, which will be retiring June 3rd, it went really well with this cow theme with the moon. Okay, and I hope you think that too. And if you want to get your hands on that paper, it's available now. All right, well, thank you for watching. You are utterly fantastic for sticking with me this long on this tutorial. And I hope you go out and cut some of your stamped images today. Bye for now. This is the Papered Chef.